Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? It's wee Paddy from across the shuck, and you're very welcome back to the channel. And I've got another unusual video. I don't do them much because up until about a year ago, I didn't have any. And that is military knives. And so for Monday, Military Monday, this will please my friend Jesse McJames. He loves his military, so I thought I'll show him what I've got. And like all collections, I call a collection when you've got 5 of something, you've got a collection. Well, I've more than 5 now, and these are knives that literally I've just picked up myself, except for this one, which I was given last week by Levi, the fella who shows us his very fancy knives on the channel. He sent me this as a gift, so it fell in beautifully to what I want as a collection. I'm not a military collector, but as an ex-serviceman, I do appreciate them. And this is, I'm going to start up here with the largest one, because this is sort of in year, and this I got because it was from around the First World War, the Great War. This is the 1907 pattern. This was made in 1918, this particular one, and this was for the Lee Enfield rifle. It is massive. It's a 17-inch blade, roughly. It's just a bit under 17 inches. But it is in amazing condition. And here goes the secret. I don't know whether you'll be able to see this or not, but at the base there, yeah, you can see it. It says, well, you can't really see the S, but it says Anderson on it. But I believe it was a weak S or something. I believe it was Sanderson was the company who made it. I bought this because my surname is Anderson. So I thought I was getting my name. I could be wrong on that, but I think it was Sanderson that made them. It's got all the relevant markings, so it's authentic. I bought this. Now, I didn't get a scabbard with it. I've scabbard with the others too, but I haven't got a scabbard for this. So if anybody out there has got a scabbard, or who can point me in the right direction of somewhere where I might be able to find one, I don't want to pay a fortune. It's just going to be part of my collection there, but I don't really need it, but I would like to have it just to complete it. That is just a beast of a knife. Now, this one, I believe, and again, this is all, you know, for the people you're buying from, this was an officer's bayonet, because this one actually came from the officers' training establishment, apparently. Again, just what I was told from the people I bought off. But it's in mint condition. I just love it. Something that was made in 1918. You know, that First World War, or that, you know, First World War era of a blade you'd have seen. And we're going to move down then. This is the one that Levi sent me. This is a Yugoslavian. And this is off a Mauser. And this is from 1948. This was made. So again, it's around that. I can't read the writing on it because it's Yugoslavian, but it has all the markings it usually comes with these knives. So again, this is off the Mauser, and it's that World War II period. So got World War, you know, World War I, World War II. And then when I joined the Navy in 1977, which is a long time ago, I keep forgetting just how long it is. It's nearly 50 years ago. It's just scary. Scary, scary, scary. This is what I used. And this was on the old SLR, which I actually liked as a rifle, but I'm not a soldier. I just like pointing and shooting things. Sailors are the most scary thing with a rifle. It is definitely run away when you see a sailor with a rifle and a bayonet. That could be really dangerous. So that's what I used when I was in the military, and that's what I bought first, and that's what started off this. Well, let's try and get some other things. This one just happened as an act, well, not an accident, it was a lovely gift, but it just happened to fall in that bracket of bayonets in that World War I, World War II, and then Cold War era, which is what it was when I joined up. Perfect. You know, that's my sort of, you know, in my lifetime of knowledge. So I'm really, really pleased with them. And as I say, I've got the scabbards, the proper scabbards for the first two, or these two here. But would love one for that. And then I decided I would get this because I see this came up and I got it for a really good price. This is in Ontario. I take it that's '01 it was made. I don't know when these stopped being. I believe this was the pilot's knife, as they call it. Pilots, and it's, you know, a survival knife. It's good, sturdy stock. You have this on the back, and I believe this jimping, again, hopefully people are going to prove me right or wrong. This was for cutting through the aluminium on the aircrafts, or the metal on the aircrafts. That's what that back was used for, rather than a saw. It's not deep enough for a saw, but it's it's got such a strong tip. Really lovely, and this has been sharpened at one stage. It could do, well, geez, it's still blooming sharp. But this will do. I'm going to put some oil in these handles because they're like drying out a wee bit. So I'm going to give them an oil up and give that, look at that, for a persuader, or just absolutely beautiful big drip in this hand. So I could see the uses of that as a survival knife. But I just wonder if it was a pilot's survival knife. In reality, you know, whether Ontario made them for the military, I think they probably would have. I think Ontario were quite into that. Although, again, I'm guessing. I'm just guessing. I don't know. But it just pleased me to have something like that in my collection. And these last three are, well, one of them is an old one. And this is, I believe this is from the 30s, maybe 40s. This was an officer's penknife that was given to officers. Now, whether that was just in the Royal Navy or it was all throughout, I have no idea. But it has all the markings on there. And it was made by Priestman in Sheffield, I believe. Is it Sheffield? Yeah, Sheffield. So this has been, it was well used, but it was also well looked after because there's a fair age in this wee knife. And I haven't done anything to it whatsoever. I just wanted to have it in my collection. It didn't cost me much. So it was nice to have in the collection just to keep that military theme together. And these last two are brand new. These are ones that are issued still to the Royal Navy today. This version of the sailor's knife. Now, what we call a sailor, when you're in the British Navy, what we call a sailor is the one that looks after the upper deck, the sides of the boat, the paintwork, everything. So they get issued knives that are going to get battered and used. You have the marlin spike on it, which all sailors need for undoing things. And then you have this beautiful sheep's foot. And this was made by Joseph Rogers. They still make them, and you can still buy them today. This is a brand new, and it really is a good. And then you actually have the old can opener, and it is a beast of a thing, but it really does work. Listen to the snap on that. Beautiful bail, really fixed. It stays where you put it. I believe this is aluminium, maybe. Because this is so much later. When I joined up, there were just solid big metal ones about this length. So this is the modern version of that knife. And then last but by no means least, this is a knife that would have got used the most. This is a thin fixed blade, but it was used for scraping paint off. It was used for anything. Cutting through thick rope. It was baton through rope. I mean, it was just, these didn't last. They were battered, and this pattern is still made by Joseph Rogers today. Again, this is a brand new one. You got some little finger grooves there to stop your hand sliding up because there's really nothing. But I love the handle on this. It's very comfortable. And again, just used by sailors to clean up the ship, basically, to poke things, pry things, and occasionally cut something. And I think that's probably the best way to describe it. So, I mean, this is not an extensive collection. I don't have all the information that a lot of the military people would have, but it's nice. I'm a knife person. And what do you call Rasputin's Rasputin's Castle done a video last week on what size do you call a knife and where do you go up to? Because I could call this bayonet a knife. You know, it's just in hand. It's a fighting knife. I would even go as far as the Mauser is that fighting knife. It's that size where I would use. Now, this one is 8 inches, this one's just under 10 inches, and this one's about 17 inches. This is not what I would call a fighting knife. This is a small sword. So that's my view of what Rasputin was talking about. But these two, yeah, I could see as fighting knives. What am I looking for in the future? Do you want to know something? I'd love a commando dagger. Now, a replica one is one that I would really just sort of like to have, because it looks more authentic. I'll not be able, I can't afford, a proper one. But that's the little hope, that I'll get the commando dagger, because it's a knife that really just sort of appeals to me more than anything, is that little dagger, because of the history behind it. And it's just, again, would just complete my little collection. Because I've got Air Force, Navy, and I've also got a foreign army. And I don't suppose these for the Lee Enfield was just for the Navy. I believe that was for Army, Navy and Air Force. But again, please fill me in. I'm happy to be corrected in anything I say. And do you know, I know a lot of people this is not their sort of cup of tea, and I get that. You know, I do get that. It's not really my cup of tea. This is just me having something to do with the services that I was very proud to serve in, and I'm very proud of the people who serve in now. So, I mean, this is just my sort of montage of wee knives that I've got, and large bayonet. Just military. So there you go. I mean, I have such a wide variety of knives that I try to collect a bit of everything, because it just excites me to have them and bring them out. And looking at these here, these bayonets really tickle my fancy. So there you go. Anyway, I don't know whether you enjoyed this or not, but I enjoyed telling you about it. And, you know, if you've got any information you want to give me, I am open to it. All the best. I'm away for a wee cup of tea. Have a good day. Bye-bye now.